Hello, can you able to hear us?
Yeah, bro.
Okay. Why is not breaking now? I mean,
Right now, there is no issue, bro.
okay. Actually, in the last second class, like it was the something is messed up. I don't know, like due to some noise.
Okay.
In the yesterday class also, it was fine. Like,
Okay, bro.
okay. Mm, Yesterday we were on the JavaScript event handlers and as well as something like some prompt related and confirmation. It means something how we'll be taking input from just like in the pop-up and all like we have seen yesterday.
Mm.
And like HTML events, click event, I mean like and how this and all like we have seen with different examples, something like doing the validation and as well something like other things. And in some cases like we can do some of the just like dynamically add elements to the elements like that also we can do it. Someone is waiting. Okay. And still we can continue like other things something like how we'll be doing the other things and just like handling the events in the different manner. I'll be telling like two more examples on that and we like later we can go for JavaScript strings. Okay, let me open this output first so that later we can start other things. Yesterday we have seen something like if you click here that a current time is coming, if you click here one more time is coming, and like if I submit here it will ask like either you want to take this or just like you can enter whatever you name just like okay Christina, clicking on okay. So if you take as something like confirm or deny like suppose if you confirm it like it will be taken as a input value. That's the way how we have did yesterday. And let's go for the putting a dynamic and like dynamic element something like which you want to push it or something like that. Just I'm going to add in one more I mean like button tag to just like append the child for something like or body or something. Yeah, add content or just like additional content like you can mention it over here. Like which are the content like you want to add it. You can add through anything something like on click or something like on click I'm going to take right now. I just like right now, like yesterday we have seen the on click. Let's go with the on DBL click. It means like whenever mouse you are clicking double time but without giving gap, it will be calling as a on double click event. On double click event. I'm going to write one more method called something like double click function. Every time like there should be like camel case something like it's better to understand just like by seeing it like any person like new person is coming to the office or just like they're working someplace that will be better to manage something like coding standards either just like writing the functions or variables like whatever we are trying to write it should be like more understandable format. It means something like it doesn't mean that like everyone should not understand. That is the way how we need to follow any ethics and just like anywhere not only in the company like anywhere outside also. Suppose if a lecturer is teaching the class like students should be able to understand like that if you're coding it like if someone's saying it they can able to easily understand. They should be that is the required thing like which we want to take into the consideration. Right now I'm going to create an like let element. I'm going to create an first something like document dot create element. We can create any type of element something like either anchor tag or something like some other element. For example, let us take right now anchor tag, and with that I'm going to put in something like element dot anchor tag href. I'm going to put in something like http colon google.com. For example, like element dot id, Google, element dot value, Google. And now I have created the element with the help of document. It means something like document will create element, and I have added the element reference, and as well as something like I have added for that ID, and next is the value. And now I'm going to write here something like get element by tag name, something like I'm going to get an like based on the body tag. It will be, I think so. Like it will be giving inside the array format. I can say it. Right now, like I'm going to put an field. Let's see. I'm going to put in something like our element, like whichever you want to push it. Let's see, like the same one. I'm going to refresh it. Hope some error is getting occur. It's getting a some error like while appending the child. It means like I am clicking on here, like the debug, it will be coming like whenever the double click is happening, this is getting called. Like if you see here, while hovering on the particular element, like it's created as the anchor tag with the different values, and just like with the different IDs and different href and different things, something like I mentioned over there. And let's see in the console like what is the value is getting occur by using an document dot get elements by tag name. Get elements by tag name, as I have mentioned already, it's an array format. It's an just like HTML collection. Then that just like what are the body if I'm overing it, and which are the content we are seeing on the browser, that is getting by this one document dot get elements by tag name. Like what are the tag name you will be passing it, it will be coming in like multiple if it matches in the web page or just like in our HTML page, that will be getting occurred. That is in the array format. Like for that, like we need to use an array of zero. Array of zero, it means like I'm going to take the first element, like which of the element is occur, like first element I'm clicking on the double click. Now, sorry, not there, like I need to put on the in front of append child, not on the after append child. It should be, now it should be fine. And now we will try to double click it. If you see now, like what are the value I have added it, I mean like what are the element I have pushed it dynamically, like after creating based on the document at create element, that is an anchor tag, and which is created as something like href with the http colon like google.com. And one more thing, like we need to do something like instead of value, either you can put as something like inner HTML or inner text, so that it will be displayed in our browser, or else we doesn't know it's been generated or not. For that, I have to click on the double click, and if you see now, you guys can easily see here this is an Google thing. Yeah, I'm clicking here, and it went to the Google page. It went to the Google page, and you guys can mention our element target as well. It means like where it should be getting open. I'm going to put as target as underscore blank, so that it does not disturb our current page, and it will be going to the, if you see now, every double clicking time our debugger is activating, because we have put a breakpoint in our particular double click function. This is the breakpoints, like in the which place we can put our breakpoints, and based on this we can easily decide like what the value is getting occurred. If you see like while hovering on each element, it is getting showing as something like some element, and with the HRA for just like some other things, we can easily understand by seeing the each value over here. And if you are on the document, it is getting occurred like total web page on the browser which are the elements is occurring, the same thing like it's getting over here. If we see what the text format we are trying to use it, either UTF-8 or UTF-10, and how many images we are having in the web page, how many implementations are there, and like what is the document URI. It means something like what is the whatever we are showing in the routing URL, that is on this one. And in the first class I have shown you guys something like doc type as HTML, right? I have mentioned already the doc type means it's a document type as HTML, which tells to the browser this page is an HTML document. HTML document. Mainly the inspect are just like debugging is the purpose of to know the dynamic value what is getting occurred at the runtime. What is getting occurred at the runtime. You will be getting a doubt. How can I put the breakpoint on the same function or something? Like what you guys need to do? First, you need to go to the code and just like check. For example, suppose if you want to debug our add content or validate form. Suppose if you see here for the add content, I have added as a on DBL click. It means if a user trying to double click, that time this function is going to call. It means double click function, and you can copy that function or can just like control F it, and you can check we have in the 59th line. This one you can copy and you can go to our code. Just like if you see now, you can guys can doubt. This is the I will be showing from the first. Either two ways I can we can open the inspect. Control Shift I or Fn F12 or just like right click and open as a inspect. You guys already know in the first tab we are having the HTML. I mean like elements are available. Like whatever the HTML content you will be writing on the particular page, it will be there in our HTML elements tab. And first button is something like to focus a particular HTML element. To just like check what not CSS is between applied and what not things is getting happen, that you can focus and just like you can go there. And next button is for the responsive device purpose, and if you click over here it will be taking as a our mobile device, and here you can take what are the device name you want it, either iPhone or just like our Pixel 5 or else something like iPad A, or else suppose if you want something like Nest Hub. Based on that each device size, it automatically resize our web page. That is the second button. This already I have mentioned as elements. And whereas the next thing it's a console. This console is used for logging some information, either info or error or just like some warning things. I have already shown you guys in the previous classes. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I hope yes, yeah, that's correct. And next is something like this is our sources tab. This is our sources. Sources in the sense whatever we'll be writing our code, it means whatever the current file like we are trying to open in the browser, that is the available in the current file. For example, if it's an Angular project, like that it will be containing something like with the SRC folder, the multiple files it can be showing. But over here, as we open only JS events.html, and one more thing I'm going to show you guys something like if you see now, if you see now, I'm going to open a particular like I haven't opened any file over here, and just like I will try to find some files like it's not getting found. It means what are the file you try to open it. If you see now, we are having JS object.html. It means we can see any type of code or just like any file, like whichever the current file is getting open in the browser, we can able to see easily, and we can put our debug point and we can check and what is happening with that. what is happening. If you see now, I have put over breakpoint in the our one more script which is generating by the our live server. This is the live server code is nothing but a which it will be happening on the current browser window. Like what it will be doing, it will be creating an WebSocket connection. It means either refresh the CSS, it should update the UI, all the protocols like what it should be getting happen. If you see now, I'm going to continue over here and in our window.location.protocol and we are checking our protocol is a HTTP colon, then go for WAS. It means something like WebSocket connection it is making, or else you can make our WSS. WSS in the sense, if it's an HTTPS, it should be taking our WebSocket with the secure related. That is the live related. And if you see here, based on the like what are the address like we'll be getting over here. If you see now, our website address as ws colon forward slash and it is finding an our current running live server port. Current running live server port forward slash ws. It means like web socket. And here it's created as a socket and like when it will be getting activated either based on the our response is coming over here either it should be reload or refresh our css. If it's an our message that data is an reload we will be just like reload our web page. If it means like what will be happening if any code like we are changing in the our vs code or any notepad or anywhere it's automatically refresh the thing. And like why they are checking our session dot get item it means like it's a first time it's opening by the live server or not. If it's a first time console like it will be printing and live reload enable. If it's not they're checking the tool. I will be opening that one like you guys can get in the understanding. If you see now open with the live server in the console the live reload enable it means I have already mentioned you guys it will print an first time that time like it will be printing that one and this is the sources and we can easily debug our javascript code. We can easily debug our javascript code in our sources. It will be showing the page or else if you check if you want to check the file system here nothing is there but if you add the workspace like it will hold that files. This is the page this is the code and you can put our debug point whichever the point like if I want to debug our validate form whenever validate will form will call whenever I will be clicking on the submit for submitting I have entered the value I have clicked on the submit button it came even if you're trying to pass it it will be current mouse event it's a click if you see here pointer type as a mouse and type as a click and suppose if it's a key down or key press or something if you see with the key down now I have pressed as L and in this see code it is came as something key as L and type as a key down that we can easily figure it out what the event is getting occurred and everything we can debug easy manner. The debug points how can we keep it is like left side which are the numbers we are showing in the left side now suppose whichever the line you want to debug it and you can click the one time and if you click the two times it will go off one time second time one time second time like that and like what are the breakpoints like we'll be putting it in the left side or something it will be showing over here and the breakpoints tab at the right side in the sources. We have breakpoints tab. It will be showing our particular file. And if I will show you guys one more thing. I have put it as a breakpoint over here. I have put a three breakpoints all on the same file and same function. And if I click on the next line, I just like step over to next function call. Like wherever next is happening, like next is that thing. And if this is that one step into, it means it will be going to the in thing something like if you're having the nested implementations, that time that's a better thing. If you see now, what will be happening after the execution, like if you want to just like step out our current function wherever we are calling it, it will be going over there with that, just like it will be just like moving over there. And this is just like it is just step 9. It means like if you're having the next breakpoints, we can easily move our execution. If you see now, are you getting one breakpoint, like it's going directly, that is the step F9. There's an F9 as a shortcut for that. And first one is the go to the next line, and this one is the going into the function, and this one is the going step out of the function. I mean like if you skip our function, it will go for next. And this one, it will be skipping our, it will be moving based on the breakpoint to breakpoint. And first one is the for continuing the current breakpoint, that is the purpose of it. But whereas here, either this one or this one is the same thing. This and this are the same thing. Here also same thing. It will go for the, like it should skip over execution. See next line, it will go off this one. And first one is the purpose of same thing. This one like passing breakpoint and debugger. If you click on this one, it will go to the next breakpoint. And one more thing, suppose if you want to stop over, I mean like pass the breakpoint should be there, but it should not getting executed. That time we can click on this button. It is just like activate our breakpoint. Now it's in the inactivate state. If I hover here, deactivate breakpoints, that is just like if it's in the blue color, it's an inactivated or disabled, deactivated. We can consider it. And whereas if I continue over here, no breakpoints will come. If I click on the submit button as well, still let's keep on executing. It means if you want to hold the breakpoints, that time you can deactivate our current breakpoints. That is the steps by the particular JavaScript code or TypeScript code or any language, I can say it. Is it clear? If not understood, like please ask, like I can explain one more time.
Yeah, can you explain one more time, bro?
Yeah, sure. I have mentioned something like the breakpoints we can specify over the left hand side, and whichever the function or just like whichever the line you want to check, like what the value is getting occurred. Sometime like we'll be getting the exceptions. That time we can put easily put our breakpoint. And if you click on some function or something, like whichever the function like we have put at a breakpoint, it holds our execution. It holds our execution. Left side is the breakpoint putting purpose. This one is for the purpose of breakpoint to breakpoint skipping purpose. And one more time I'm clicking over here. And this button, these two buttons are same thing. Okay, these two are the same thing. This is the next one. This is also, if you see, it's going for the next. This is going to inside the function, but there is no internal implementation over here. If I'm having it, like it will be going internal thing. Next is something like it will be step out of function, and this button is for the purpose of breakpoint. It will just like go into next. This is the way how we can debug our things, and this button is the purpose of for deactivating breakpoints so that it doesn't trigger. I mean like right now See, now no breakpoint is getting called. I'm clicking on any number of times, but it's not getting called. But if I activated it, it will be calling over here. I hope it's clear. And one more way, the debugger, we can put in the one more way, something like after this creation of the element, such as like before pushing the element, I want the debugger. In our JavaScript, we have a debugger attribute called debugger, and like we don't need to put our any breakpoints and all. If you see now, it will be stop at the debugger step. Wherever you are keeping it, either the TypeScript or JavaScript or anywhere, the debugger, if you specify it, it will stop our execution. It will stop our execution. The thing is, if it doesn't open our inspect, it does not stop our execution. While hovering the any attribute on the current position, that value it will be showing over here. And one more thing, our benefit is we have the console, right? While doing the debugging thing, you can type your what are the value you want to check it. If you see now, I have entered as element, like what are the element we have created it over here, it's printing there. For example, document that get element by id, document that location. While doing the debug now, we can check anything, like what the value is available. These are all things we can easily do it. It is asking something like in the document at get by id, like we need to at least like one argument, but only zero present. It means I haven't passed any, I mean like values over here, and from this I can call our just like validate form. If you see now, I can call with the, I can call over here, but it's getting occurred as a cannot read properties value of undefined. It means I am passing as empty JSON, but it does not contain our target attribute. It does not contain our target attribute. For example, like this, if I pass it, still the value is not defined. We see now our this function is printed. When it will be coming, we're clicking on the submit, but I haven't clicked. But I have called from the console. In the JavaScript console, or just like in the inspect console, everything our code can execute it. We can call the function, we can call the method, we can check the window, we can do some other operation. Now it won't because like this still exists. I need to finish the execution. Now we can check it. If you see, a window came over window value. That is the purpose of debugging and console. Krishna, it's fine right now. Krishna, is it clear now?
Yeah, bro, I can hear that.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
clear.
Okay, thank you. And next is something like our network. Network is the purpose of something like whatever the files we are loading it, or just like any WebSocket connection is happening, that like each status over here, we can see it. How much time it's taking, and what is the initiator, and what is the message happening, and headers. We see for this now. Like mainly for all the API calls and all, like it will be showing over here. First is the headers, and next is the preview and what the content is getting occurred, and response is the what the file is getting loaded over here. This is how our network looks like. And if you see now requested cookies, like username it's saved already as a Chindu Reddy, and that is the way how our network it will be useful. However, network it's useful. And next is something this performance like we won't be using maximum cases, but if you click on this one now, it will be creating our particular status, like what the things is happening and how much is time taking. This will be showing our performance, like loading it's happening in the 1 millisecond, and scripting it means JavaScript like whatever we have written it 11 milliseconds, and rendering is 4 milliseconds, and painting it means like view coloring and all 2 milliseconds, and system is taken as 74 milliseconds, and idle I haven't did anything up to this many seconds like 8.9 thousand milliseconds equal to 1 second, so that's why I'm mentioning as a 8.9 second I haven't did anything, and totally it taken as a 9 milliseconds, sorry 9 seconds, it's a 9,000 milliseconds. Just like we can check our performance over here, what the things is happening. If we select this our memory, it will show that as well, like how much. If you see now, it will show over here this JavaScript memory. It's taken as a 1.9 MB to 2.4 MB to execute our current file. This is the way. However, every performance again just like debug the things. Next is a memory. Just like this memory, like we have already checked over there, but here if you see now, I have mentioned same thing over there. Like 1.9 MB is taken. I have mentioned a snapshot. Like what all operations happen, what all things are available. Everything like we can check it over here. Next is application. This application is using for doing the session storages mainly. 1 second. Here we have the like web storage are available. Something like local storage, nothing where is the session storage. I have mentioned you guys already. Use this first time log from the live server. I have debugged you guys. That one is stored in the session storage, and whereas IndexedDB that is just like different database. And cookies, something like username as a Chindu Reddy. It's been stored. Okay. Now, what other things is getting happened? Like this is not like it's not useful. Just like if you start the new recording now, just like what other things is happening, something like some any operation. I'm clicking over here, I'm confirming here, I'm clicking on this one, I'm clicking on this one, clicking on this one, I'm doing the things. Let's see. If you see what all things I have did, it's been recorded. First is I have seen the document, and next is something click on submit, and I click on the time is, click on the current time is, and click add content, and double click on the add content, double click on the add content, key down. It means everything like it will be getting recorded, and we can see what and all things is happen. If you see now, it's checking the performance. This is the role of just a flow chart. We can easily check our thing. Next, performance insight. This is also something like how the page load, how much time it will be taking it, no throttling is available or not, and if you want to import any file, you can just like import some, like if you're in the performance related things, we can upload it, but there is no file is available, so that like nothing useful. Nothing like matching file is not available. Nothing is available in that, so that formatting files like insights and the, like what is the happening things, but we doesn't have anything that things. Now I will tell you guys regarding I have mentioned as a I have mentioned you guys as this one application, right? The storages. Today I will be finishing this local storage and session storage. Later we can go to cookies and all. Second, like in the body, like I'm taking as a script tag, and as well as I'm going to write here some content like input type as a text, and I'm going to save as something like some button, and I have written as a button as a store local storage. I'm doing here click over here. Sorry, it's not the Angular event. It's an unclick. Document at get element by ID, and based on our name, something like what are the attribute like we are having it. We can just like open. We can get our current element value. So just like we can set our storage like local storage dot set item, the key as a username, and so we can easily show our value like what are the element values coming, name that value, or just like either in HTML we can get the thing. Just like I'm storing over here, so I will show you guys like where it will store the things. And just like if you see now, I'm refreshing over here, and just like I need to open the different output file in the browser so that whatever the file we have written the content will be there. Right now I'm going to enter the value as a anything like it's an local storage or just like web training and all, like you can mention it. So that same value like it will be printing like the value things, and it's just like if you see in the I'm taking on the say, store local storage, and I'm going to application, and I will show you guys where it will get stored. And for now it's printed as a empty. So I'm going to put the breakpoint so that we'll be having the clarity what the thing is happening. We see like it stopped over here in the name. Inner HTML is not available. You can check in the console what the value is getting occurred over there. Like we can take the value, or like what are the enter we have value, right? That we can take it and we can put it over here so that we can easily see our what the value is getting setted. I'm going to enter some value. I have clicked on the, if you see now in our name there will be just like value, and I can show you guys on the application. This is the key as a uname and value as a Chandrasekhar. The same thing, local storage in the sense I'm opening on the plus tab and I'm refreshing over here. But if I'm inspecting here also, still that username is available. I'm inspecting here, still the username is available. It means on the total browser window, it will be containing a single storage session. I'm clicking on, if you see, I have opened in the new window also, but total browser windows like it will be holding the same storage. So if I go to the I mean like new incognito mode, it's not there because incognito mode is different instance of the browser, so that it doesn't hold our value. It doesn't hold our value. That is the things like how it will be getting happen. And now we have stored the value, and how can you get the value? And now I will show you guys one more event called onload get and set. And I'm going to get the local storage item. For that, like local storage dot get item. For setting and set item, that will be two parameters. One is the for getting thing only one parameter. What are the local storage value like you have set it? I'm getting over here. And if you see, for the input, like we need to use as a value, not the inner HTML. If you see, for the particular document, like value is getting setted. It means I'm refreshing over here, but it's setting based on the onload one. Onload in the sense after loading our page, like it will be getting called. If you see now, setting is with the help of local storage set item, and getting is with the help of get item. And now I'm going to write something one more thing, something like clear storage. After getting the value, I'm going to call our clear store or some function. I have cleared the thing. If I refresh, it doesn't come because like it's been cleared. That three methods which is available on the local storage, the three things which is available on the local storage, and it is helping us to do something like either the setting the value or clearing the value or just like updating the value. And the thing is something like in the local storage access storage anywhere, it will be allowing the string value only. If it's not available in the string, if it's an object, like we need to stringify and we need to pass it. That are all things like we will see tomorrow. Any other doubts? I will write some two lines notes and like we can wrap it off. The local storage like which will be like coming with it's an storage with total browser containing single state and it holds set item method and key and value and get item method key based and clear one to clear. If you want to remove the item, that can use the remove item and key. Like suppose if you want to remove only one item, you can do like this. Like after getting the value, I'm going to do it like it's printed, but the thing is like I have removed that key element. This remove item for removing the single element. This is the way. However, local storage it will act and it will work. If there is no doubt, like we can wind up the class. Please tell me if you guys are having any doubt, or else like I'm going to stop the class.
Nothing, bro.
Okay. Thanks all. We'll meet you tomorrow. Have a great day.